Oh, hold on. Did we get... There we go. This is odd. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second here. I'm not sure if you guys have game sound. We'll figure that out when we get in game here in a second. So how is everybody doing tonight? Actually a little bit early for once. That usually never happens. Not because of YouTube. Anyway, so I thought today, it was actually suggested to me last time that I tried to open up a live stream with just like a little bit of a casual chat just to get the thing started, say hello to you guys. Hashtag the unstable said, you passed the test. What test would that be? The setting up a live stream on YouTube test, because that's no small feat these days. Captain Kush says, greetings Commander. Hendrik Stux says also good evening and got the first like in, thank you very much. And everybody else, go down, hit the like button as well if you are liking the stream. We have Expus, hello Commander, we have Demon. Finally got your vet, congratulations man. Gray, hello. Oh, Recycled, haven't seen you in here in a while, welcome back. Christian, welcome. Hustle says doing alright. Hunting down my deers with authors. Oh, you're hunting goits. I'm doing okay. It's been a long day at work. I had back-to-back meetings most days, or most of the day. Dark Wolf, good evening. Troopshore, good evening as well. YouTube and Twitch almost at sync. Thank you. We had some troubles. I had some troubles with it last time, with latency being way down on the YouTube side. So there was like, I think YouTube was lagging like 30 seconds behind Twitch, which was quite significant. I mean, Twitch is often like 12, 15 seconds behind real time. That meaning YouTube was like 45 seconds or something behind, which was a lot. But I try to tweak the settings now that I got a little bit more proficient learning every day with the new YouTube events streaming thing, which is still, I'm still not a fan, but I've figured out how to like tweak the latency settings a bit. It can go lower, so it goes closer to real time. But then we're gonna be gimped on bitrate, meaning I can't stream in the, it's going to be a little bit more grainy. It will still be 1080 at 60 FPS, but the image quality might not be the same. I might experiment with that in the future, but I don't know. But thank you. I'm glad the latency issue seems to have been fixed. If this is the same as Twitch, then I think I'll keep it around here. MacDoodle, hello and good evening. Mr. Jack says hello as well, and Darkstar, hello, good evening everybody. Okay, so I figured out YouTube has implemented some merchandise showcase pinning, whatever they're calling it. How many in chat can right now see a pinned message that I posted in the top of their chat channel? I'm just wondering how many people this actually affects, if it's anyone at all. Hello, Holster. Demon Kajit. Okay, so that works for some people. Okay. Good. Plenty of people who can see it. And we also got Nestro in here as well. Good evening. Okay, it works. Seems to be working. Great. I tried it myself and I couldn't see it myself. I can see it now, but I couldn't in the beginning. Captain Cost says, by the way, your mining guide has been helping me a lot. Thanks for that. You're very welcome. Hello and good evening to you guys. And thanks for Lassos010 for the follow over on Twitch. And also hello to Johnny over on Twitch. Works on mobile too. Oh, nice. I pinned the mug of today. The Down To Earth Astronomy mug. There are plenty more over there. But nice to see that's working. So yeah, experimenting a bit with everything today, just to see how it works. Okay. Just watching the double pay night mining guide. Double pay night mining is nice. It's good money. It's really good money. For as long as it lasts. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with mining after the January update that we're going to get. Yeah, well, in January. with the supply and demand being added to those. Surprised it wasn't already, but oh well. And see what that does with prices. Fun too, yeah, definitely. Robert, hello. Really like the new website, thank you. It is still work in progress, but I'm glad you guys are actually liking it. Hold on, let me just check here real quick while we're still starting up here today. I just want to see how much traffic is actually. I haven't been monitoring traffic at all on it. I was planning to begin to do a little bit more monitoring on it when it actually goes live. But technically it is live, I mean you guys can see it. Today's plans is I'm going to be running my merits for one of the Powerplay factions. And we're going to be talking about that in a second. But let me just quickly check traffic. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Traffic is like, right after I announced it, it was up at like 200 to 300 visitors a day. And it has been declining a bit, so now we're down at the, like, where are we at, like 150 a day. There's still a lot of traffic though. That's actually not bad. Cool. And when I begin to push it a bit more, I hope it will be even more than that. Okay, good evening Tim as well. Yes, exactly, Johnny. Sasko on Twitch. If it's like No Man's Skies, where selling on a station will decrease the price. Yes, that's the idea. Meaning that you will probably on average have to travel a bit further, especially if you're doing low temperature diamond mining in Buran, because everybody's gonna mine it in Buran. So the area around Buran would be like the demand there will be very small. The further you move out, hopefully the better price you'll get. When it comes to painite mining, it's not going to be affected as much because there are more available double hotspots than just the one for triple low temps. And I think the one that will be affected the least is probably core mining, because there are a lot more different materials available, and you are spread out across the bubble a lot more. So I'm not sure if core mining will be affected at all, but painite mining will probably take a small hit, and low temp diamonds will probably take a bigger hit. And Silver Wolf, good evening as well. Okay, I think we're gonna, and I can see chat is working on stream as well. I had to change that as well, change everything, and now we've got Twitch chat again. Let's get in game and let's get going for tonight's plans. Okay. Tim asked, for the life of me, I cannot find the right looking asteroids for void opal mining. What's the giveaway? It's the shape. I'll actually quickly find you a video. If I go elite, dangerous, motherload, asteroid mining, maybe my video will come up. How to locate motherloads. Oh, thanks for the host, Sleepy. Let me just find this, post this for you real quick. I did a video. Yeah, exactly. Big popcorn, basically. There we go. Posted it both today. Yeah, garlic. People have different ways of detecting it. But anyway, I posted a video there. You can go and have a look at that after the stream if you want. That should showcase how you actually fight this. The chat is a little big, isn't it? Maybe that's okay. You know, I'll just shrink it down a little. It's a little oversized. Watched it many times. Okay. Okay, so the plan for today is, if I just quickly go in here, I have been signed up with Archon here for 3 days, 3 weeks and 3 days. And that means that when the Powerplay tick happens the day after tomorrow, I just have to wait a few more days. And then I should fulfill the criteria for unlocking rank 3, which is having 750 merits, and also being at least 4 weeks with the faction. And that should unlock the Cryo scramblers. That's a little funny weapon. It's a small fixed burst laser, I think. Yeah, small fixed burst laser that does a ton of damage to shield, but do no damage to armor. Well, some damage. Next to no damage to armor. I'm not sure how effective they're gonna be, but it's gonna be one of those meme builds. I think I'm just gonna make fun, have a fun time with them. I think they could be cool. But I'm gonna run my merits so we can get up to those 750. That was the plan, at least. So let's get going, I guess. I am already in my trade cutter, but I noticed that it doesn't run a shield. Hello, William. And I was just, before I start the stream, I was beginning to look at why that is, why I'm running no shields. So I need at least 750 tons of cargo. I have 792, meaning I have 42 tons of cargo more than I need. And I guess military compartment can't fit cargo, so they are obviously empty for that reason. That means I could drop this, but can I fit? I probably can't fit a shield generator here. Oh, I actually can. And I actually can't, because there are no shield generators that are powerful enough to actually run the shield. Oh, hold on. What about prismatics? No. Damn it. That means no shields for us. Okay, we're going to be flying Shieldless today. Shieldless trade ship. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's figure out where we need to go. So he's down here. Control? Where's the headquarter at? This is probably it, right? Yeah, headquarters. Okay, so we can't actually make it there in one go. So we're just gonna drop one of these and fit a fuel scoop. Not an FSD booster. It's gonna take a while to fuel scoop with this. Oh, hold on, we could probably do better than that. We could probably just instead fit an FSD booster. Is there anything to do with the core turtles? No, that's pretty decent. Okay. Just ask it to get shut up. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Shieldless trade cutter. What could go back? What could go wrong? Okay, do you want to recalculate that route for me, please? Thank you. Just make sure it's... There we go. And we have 5 jumps to go. Let's fly.
Ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking bay. If you don't have access,
I heard dolphins can't overheat from stars. I know Mambas doesn't too. Mambas has one of the worst heat capacities, if not the worst heat capacity in the game.
Landing restraints lifted. You are go for departure.
3, 2, 1, watch me boost into the side of the station. Or into this poor ship. There we had to bump into the railing not to hit him. Just a bit of hull damage, doesn't matter. Matthias, hey, really enjoy your content. Keep doing the amazing work. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. So, is everybody set for Christmas? Have you all, like, got all your Christmas presents? If you celebrate Christmas, I could guess maybe there's someone out there who don't. But if you do, got all of them yet? Or are you like one of those, I'm gonna buy the last one like a quarter to midnight on the 23rd or something like that? All presents brought. Nice. One more, so last minute, yeah. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch, Wilfred and Commander Commander Just Lights. Welcome and Merry Christmas. More or less all set. Thomas says, if I want to know anything Elite Dangerous, I go to Down To Earth Astronomy. Thank you, man. Last minute shop is the only way to go. It's always fun, like, if you go around the last couple days before Christmas. It goes to one of the big shopping centers. You always see people, like, running around, desperately trying to find anything that just, like, vaguely works. Got you in the second screen while acquiring the Guardian power plant. Nice. Thank you, Wilfred, over on Twitch, saying that YouTube videos are amazing. I'm glad you like them. How long left on the community goals? And thanks for the follow on Twitch. I don't know, but I'm signed up with one. We can see. 18 hours and 42 minutes. There's some decent payouts on these ones. Have they nerfed mining yet? No. What may be a nerf, but we don't know how effective. We don't know how hard it's going to hit mining yet. Right now we can only speculate and guess, but that change is only coming in January. That means you have all of Christmas and probably a few weeks of the next year as well before that update is being put into the game. So if you want to stack some money, well, you know what you're going to do over Christmas. Ambusher, thanks a lot for the follow on Twitch. Oh, you have... Wow, that's impressive. 47 mil in bounties and not even top 10. Then I must be on the lower end of 25%. I didn't have a lot. I basically did one run. Ah, great. Thank you. Trade community is done. Yeah, that's right. So the trade community probably reached its 8th tier and is thereby completed. So that probably means that more people will begin to migrate over to the combat one. You can see I only handed in how much I had in 4.2 million, so I one run. That put me in top 25. But if somebody's saying they have 47 and it's still 25, that probably means I'm at the lower end of 25%. I brought bounties from nearby. Yeah, did the same thing. Found a nearby system that was controlled by the same faction and just bounty hunted there where they actually had a Hashras site. Worked a lot better. How's the mining in Colonia? I'm way back from Beacon Point and want to stop off there to get my credits. Mining is okay. There is some double pay night hotspots, and I noticed the prices out there is not that bad. I mean, it's not the same as in the bubble. You definitely get more in the bubble, but it's not as bad as you could fear. I think coal mining is better in Colonia though. Oh, are we in system? Oh yeah, we are. So I would probably go coal mining if you're in the Colonia area rather than painite mining. But again, it depends. I mean, if you're really good at spotting rocks, then definitely go coal mining. If you're not very good at spotting rocks, then should be some double painite spots you can go for. Hold on, I think I actually have a Super Cruise Assist module on this thing, don't I? For ultimate laziness. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't bounty hunt the station system. There is a system relatively close, I think. I probably can't remember. Yeah, no. I was hoping I could remember the system names, but I can't. But go in and go into EDDB or something like that, or Inara, and find nearby systems that has ringed planets and that is owned by the same faction, that's controlled by the faction that's also owns the station there. Okay, people are posting some systems. There should be like hashbase sites you can run in there. Fletchy system seems to be a good choice. Multiple people have posted that. That's pretty good. From the time it was last live to about 4 hours ago, I got Admiral rank. That's pretty fast. Yeah, I got it. Thanks for the follow on Twitch.
Go to Maya Delta to Echo. Thank you for choosing our station, Commander. We hope you find everything to your liking.
Oh.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on pad 2-5.
Good evening, Andreas. Tonight we are running my merits, so I can get the cryo scramblers next week. A little Christmas present to myself. Getting to play around with the cryo scramblers.
Speed restrictions are in effect at this facility. Please comply.
If you're unable to complete docking procedures within your time slot, please
Ship is on the ground.
Okay, so now
Greetings, Commander.
we need... We can either fortify, we can...
This is a message to all commanders. Please reduce your speed while maneuvering your ship inside the docking bay.
No marked slaves to deliver. Oh, I don't do this often enough.
Access to docking facilities requires flight permission.
Okay, God, hold on. So this, I can never... I would bring it back to the headquarters the other way around. So we get... Okay, so here we need to deliver vouchers, fortify. Archon uses very public and brutal display of power to subdue the population in his domain. Public executions are held for shit for those that have fought against him and lost, and their families are sold into slavery. Collect marked slaves from here and deliver them to our contacts in... okay, so we can deliver them to here. This is the system we're in, right?
Check your information panel after docking for more details.
Yes. Okay, so we can either bring slaves back, I guess, or prepare. Archon's contacts provide extensive funds and the muscle to ensure a healthy and vibrant underworld develops in the system he's targeting.
To keep bay traffic flowing smoothly, please follow standard operating procedures and request docking permission before
So we can smuggle contrabands into systems that he's targeting, but we need to make sure that what systems are he's actually targeting, if there's any targeted systems at the moment. I think I spotted one, but let's just verify. Oh, I can never remember this. I don't do this often enough. How to prepare. Yes, bring contraband from any controlled system. Yes, okay, so all we have to do... Yes, all we have to do is just collect contrabands from this station and fly them to one of these stations. Probably this one, because it's really close. And then just deliver them there. So I guess smuggling contrabands is better than collecting slave for public execution. So now just come the fun part. That is stacking all this shit. Basically just paying our way. So normally you would have to wait, but I don't want to wait, so we can just pay money for it instead.
we would like to welcome all commanders to this facility. Please ensure you complete all docking procedures within the allocated time.
Only need 750. You could make a macro that does this, just the same presses over and over again. Fun and exciting gameplay. Problem is, I think we have to do it twice.
Access to docking facilities requires flight control authorization. Please submit a request before entering the docking bay.
I think go back to Euro Truck Simulator. We're almost there. We're over halfway there. It's not that bad. Yeah, exactly, isn't it? It's really gripping, exciting stuff, this.
We would like to remind all commanders to avoid blocking access to docking
Try to see how fast I can do this.
arrival and departure.
If it's begin to become muscle memory. Ah. But as soon as we're done with this,
This is an important announcement. Security surveillance is in effect at this facility at all times. Acts of aggression will be met with an appropriate...
I'm just getting tired of lifting all the packages, yeah. Watchers fly without a shield and smuggling 750 metric tons of contraband into a system. The last stretch, guys.
We would like to welcome all commanders to this facility. Please ensure you complete all docking procedures within the allocated time.
Woohoo! Okay. Will this show us illegal? I don't know. If it does, it doesn't matter. We can still just silent run in. Preparation. View 1 map. All the way out there. Destination. 1 jump. That's actually pretty good. Launch, let's go.
Ship uncoupled. You are go for departure.
Yeah, exactly.
Regulation announcement.
And the whole ship is covered in a bright chrome paint job as well. So,
Obstructing other docking.
we're flying a huge chrome ship with no shields full of contrabands into a station. Maybe I should have checked that that system actually has a large station, because... You know what? I'm just gonna do that real quick. And they're already shooting each other out here. Wonderful. Okay, we don't have system data. Well, that is a problem that is easy to solve. We're just gonna jump over to EDB. System, what was the system name again? System name was Su Yi. Yes, there's a large orbital in the station. So, no problem. Good evening, Picard. Are you armed? No. I have no weapons, no shields. I'm big and shiny, and I have a cargo full of contrabands. Do this in a hauler, it will take all day. So where is this station at? There it is. It's not showing up as illegal cargo. Sorry. Hello, Rebel. Rebel? Is that how you pronounce it? I hope it is. Something like that. E-Rebel, even. I think it's okay. It doesn't show up as a contraband or an illegal cargo, so... Today we're just running my merits so we can get access to... so I can get access to the Cryo scrambler. Hopefully next week. I think once we're done with this, I'll go and show you why I'm interested in the Cryo Scrambler, to try it out. I think you could do some pretty fun builds with it. It's very different than what people might be used to. Now, is the station on the front or the back of the of the planet? Because okay, it looks like it's on the front, because if that's on the back, we're definitely gonna crash into the exclusion zone. Yeah, if they made different FSD sounds based on the ship as well, that would be really nice. You got game sound, right? Yeah, you do. Good. Still doesn't say anything about illegal cargo.
Delta to Echo. Welcome to this federal facility. Please observe all standard docking procedures.
We might have a war with another player group in our systems. Yeah, so Terra X. You saw a player ship fully armed in LP? Like, was it sitting outside the station, or was it lingering in Super Cruise, or what was it doing?
Authorization cleared. You will go for approach to pad 3-2.
Come on, this thing is so heavy. Three, 2 is right here. Whee! Not the best landing, but it'll do. No. No reason to go silent when there's no warnings about illegal cargo. We'll just go take it nice and easy. Okay, so I think I know which faction it is. And I think I also know which sister. I think it probably isn't you ladies. Power contacts. So now we should be able to deliver these. So this is gonna take a while. Yeah, exactly, Picard. Ding! Credits gains absolutely nothing, but 750 merits. That should mean that next week it should bump me up to tier 3, and then I should just have to wait. Oh, look, it changed to 4 days now. Then I should just have to wait. Hold on. 1 more day, then I should be able to get it. Yes, they need an option to select all. In what situation would you not sell all, or like hand in all of them? Like, in which case do you decide, hey, I'm only gonna hand in some? When are you not just gonna do a dump of everything? Isn't that half next week? Yes, it is half next week, but if I remember this system correctly, it doesn't check every Thursday. So on Thursday, it will say, okay, he made 750 merits. That's gonna bump him up to rank 3. And that means now I'm rank 3, meaning I will get 500,000 weekly bonus. I will get another vote for whatever. I will have more power commodities allocated. If instead of 10, I will now have 20 allocated. And it also says I will unlock the Cryo scrambler after 4 weeks. That means I will be rank 3, but I will not have access to the Cryo scrambler right away. I will have to wait for my time pledge to go up to 4 weeks. So it should be that on Thursday, that's in 2 days, so that should be 4, that should be 6. That would be 3 weeks and 6 days. On Thursday, I will be rank 3 without access to the Cryo scramblers. But on Friday, then, I guess, I'll be at 4 weeks and I will still be rank 3, meaning Friday I should have access to the Cryo scrambler. What can I do if I need to find specific materials for engineering? Yes, Dunklorer. What do you mean, like surface materials, or what are you looking for? It's too much grind. Look, I don't care about Powerplay either. I just do it so I can get my fancy weapons. Good evening, Darren. So it should be okay. If I remember this system correctly. I haven't done this in a while. Well, okay, I'm going to show you guys something here. This is the site we talked about before. As you can see, it is still very much work in progress. But I have made some some things in here. I've added the news feeds so we can keep an eye on what's going on. And I put the material finder in here, which is a spreadsheet. I don't know if you know of it already, but it basically holds all the different materials, where you can find it. And if you scroll out to the side, you can see video guides for the materials where the video guides are available. You can also just go down here and then access the Google Sheet directly if you prefer to do it like that. But in case you don't have to bookmark something like that, you can go and you can take it from there. So I'm just gonna drop you guys a link. Now that we are talking about it, let me just give you a quick tour. Oh, that's the wrong. Look, that one. There we go. Full screen. Shield tester, of course, has been put in here. We're probably gonna see a bit. Come on, probably gonna see a bit more of this a little bit later in the stream, because I'm planning to use this a little bit later. Community tabs have been overhauled a bit. So I've added like different communities, some of the exploration like fleet comms, and we have cannon in here. general purpose, of course, the channel's own community, the fatherhood. There's a few other communities in here as well. Even added the role-playing. There were a role-playing community. Prismatic Imperium contacted me, and they got added in here as well. And of course, on the Xeno, we have the Anti-Xeno Initiative. Tools so far is still a little basic. This probably needs rework, but so far I just made a quick list of like what is the different tools available in Elite. Like some of them at least. There's EDB, Inara, Coriolis, ED Engineer. As you can see, some of them are still missing, like the Market Connector, Voice Attack, and I'm planning to do a small section here on the Multi-Stop Planner. And I'll probably refine this so it looks a little bit more, well, interesting to look at, but so far it's just some placeholder stuff that's still being worked on. I showed you the material finder. There are ship builds in here if you're interested. PvE corvettes and Anacondas ship builds. Anti-Xeno builds. This is some of the mining builds that are linked in here as well. And right now it's a lot of my own stuff, but I am hoping and planning to put other people's stuff in here. So if you know someone, know a good guide, then ask the author of the guide to get in touch with me so we can get this up. I try not to upload other people's guides unless I have their permission first, because I don't want people to feel like I'm just building a site where I'm stealing all their stuff, basically. So that's why I'm making sure that everything that's being uploaded, I have their permission first to actually put it on the site, rather than just go out and steal it. I got in contact, actually, if you go into Unlocking Engineering. You might have read the Fox step-by-step guide to unlocking engineers quickly. He wrote that like a while back over on Reddit. So that's like an old Reddit post with a step-by-step guide on how to unlock engineers. I got in contact with him. And he said that, yeah, sure, go ahead. I can upload it. So I've now put it up and I've formatted so it looks nice. And basically, it's just a step-by-step guide on how you unlock engineers quickly. So you get through all the most important ones as fast as possible. Like exactly what steps you need to do, where and why, so that you like when you start, you already begin to work on the next and the one after that, so you are like prepared for the next few engineers. It's a pretty good guide, and yeah, some of the other guides have also been updated, like the Empire rank has put the table in there, and that's up and running. The Fed rank is obviously up and running. Wrote that as I also did the video on it. I've written in all this my findings on the shield mechanics, like all the math behind it. Everything is written in here, like with examples, like so you can try and follow along. Where I calculate some actual shield strength, and same here when we try to put some shield boosters on it. Resistances, we calculate some resistances. So there's some talk about regen rates and all that stuff is in there. And obviously, still stuff is missing, like the mining guides are still not here, and Xeno combat guides not here. Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, it is coming along nicely. There's still a lot of stuff missing. But so far, I like the way it looks. But yeah, anyway, let's jump back in game. Come on. Help me here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now I'm also back in game. I think I'll just quickly jump back and then we'll begin to play around with some potential builds for the Cryo Scrambler. You're very welcome, Duchess. I am planning to give it a good overhaul here over Christmas, because it's one of those activities where you can just take a laptop with you and then, you know, when you have a spare moment, you can sit down and you can write on a guide somewhere or work on like polishing some section of the homepage. And it doesn't matter if you only have like 20 minutes, you can get some work done in 20 minutes. So I'm hoping that I can give it a lot of work here over Christmas. Did I even post a link for the guy for the site, or did I just talked about it, never posted a link? Hold on. Lead guide start info, I believe it was. Hold on. Can't remember my own domain. No shields, Dale. Feeling brave? Yep. We're flying shieldless. No gods, no glory. There's a link for the page if you guys want to have a look. Keep in mind, it is work in progress, so there's stuff missing and probably spelling mistakes everywhere as well. We don't need shields. I have hull. Yeah. Thank you, Don Laura. If you haven't liked the stream already, guys, please go ahead and do that. In a keelback, and you're gonna go core hunting, shields or no shields. I would go shields because cores can do damage when they explode, and if you're a little bit too close, you will take damage, and that's no fun. And I think they still have that bug where the limpets will do damage to your hull when they return with a fragment, because they will slam the mining fragment into the side of your ship. So I definitely recommend you fit shields. Send a salute to Brazil. Brazil League of Pilots like you. Thank you. Three more jumps. We're almost back. Oh, 2 stars in here. The mock today is the Down To Earth Astronomy mock, and you should actually be able to see that I actually pinned it as a merchandise showcase. Fancy new features on YouTube. So if people are interested, they can go and have a look at the merch store. Plenty of not only mocks, but also t-shirts and hoodies and all that. Cryo plus facing sounds like a good mix. I'm not sure I agree. I'll come to that in a second, because the Cryo Scramblers armor penetration. So there's no reason to go facing with them, because you're not going to do any hull damage anyway with them. Unless that actually goes over to absolute damage, that also, but that I don't think that goes. I still think it's affected by hardness, armor hardness. Ah, she rotted. Oh, we're low on fuel. Oops. On the way from Glasgow to Berlin with 14 tons of ass. I hope no pirates shoot my truck just in game. I'm using keyboard and mouse, or HOTAS. I'm using a HOTAS. I'm using the, whoops, hold on. I'm using the X56 for a little while longer. I have a new HOTAS that should be coming, hopefully soon. Yeah, but we talked about the phasing sequence the other day about the damage types. And I think the problem is that some people claim that the wiki is wrong. That wiki says that phasing do absolute damage, that the damage to go through is absolute. But that problem was, as far as I know, that was tested with plasma accelerators, which yes, they do absolute damage. But if you test it with another type of weapon, I'm not even sure if burst lasers have phasing, do they? Maybe they do. But that doesn't even matter. Let's just imagine that let's say that all the damage is absolute. But there's still the armor hardness. Yes, we can go through resistance. Burst has, thank you, Dongle. Okay, so we do have phasing, but let's say that we have phasing, damage goes through shields. Some damage goes through shields, it gets converted over to absolute. Let's say that's the case. I still think that the armor hardness will be affected. I don't think it's perfect armor penetration. Yeah, I know I'm low on fuel, but I'm here now. It's okay. Plenty of time. We're not even on the reserve tanks yet. Yeah, sturdy increases armor piercing, that's true, but it increases by a % amount, and the armor piercing on cryo scramblers is 1. So even though, let's say we could double our penetration, you would go from armor penetration of 1 to 2. which is still not a lot. Remember that some of the bigger ships has 70 armor hardness. In order to do full damage, you have to match that. So you will still have a very, very significant damage reduction on your damage if you try to use cryo scramblers against armor. Whee! Thank you, William. And we're docked. Let's just refuel this thing before we... Oh, did you guys notice, by the way? We got 200 arcs today. If you haven't logged in, got 200 free arcs. So that means the first 2 days, we got 100. Then we had 2 days with 150. And now we got 200. So I think they're just going 2 days with the same, and then they're upping it by 50. So tomorrow we should get 200 again. And then the day after tomorrow, it should be 250, and then 250 again. I think that's how that's gonna go. Anyway, let's really quickly here. You take that and let's move that over there. And let's go to Coriolis. Aha, okay. Get you guys with me to Coriolis. That's not Coriolis, that's Coriolis. Here we have Coriolis. Okay, I'm just gonna let's take an Anaconda, just not because we're gonna use an Anaconda, but just as a test bed, so we can show you guys the Cryo Scrambler. Here we have them, fixed burst laser, and just for fun, I'm gonna put a huge beam laser, huge gimbal beam laser up here. Let me see here. The free arcs brought my interesting armor hardness impacting hull damage of facing sequence. I'm not sure. I just think that's the way. It would make sense if that is the way that armor hardness would affect it. It makes no sense to me if it wouldn't.
This facility offers a range of services. Check your information panel after docking for more details.
Okay, so 2,700 arcs by Christmas. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty decent amount. But as you can see here, it has piercing 1. And I can't remember what the armor hardness is. Here we go. Hull hardness. Here you can see the Anaconda has a hull hardness of 65. Good evening, Robert. A halfway decent. Yeah, so you get basically a free paint job of your choice for Christmas. Okay, so you can see here with the piercing of 1, it does no damage to hull. It does damage, but it got next to no damage to hull. But look at this. We can do a lot of fun stuff with this. Like, you can go focused, which gives you shot speed. We don't need that. It's a hit scan weapon. It gives us range, because obviously the range on this is not amazing. We have a 600 meter fall off with a 1 kilometer maximum range. We need to be right up there in their face. Compare that to a normal, what is it, burst laser, which has a 3 kilometer range and still only a 500 meter fall off. So there's a better fall off. But that means as soon as we go out beyond the 6 kilometers, our damage is gonna drop off really quickly. So we need to be in there. So because of that, I might actually consider that something like focused, that, I mean, you can see here, yes, we can go focused, and we can increase our piercing to 2. But that's not going to give us a whole lot. It's going to increase our fall off out to 1.2 kilometers, which is actually pretty good. What else could we do? We could go with something like efficient, but I think we can manage to run a cryo scrambler. Lightweight, no. Long range, maybe. Long range, we get out to 2 kilometers. I don't think 2 kilometers is going to be useful because they have built-in jitter. They have the 1.7 degree built-in jitter, meaning you're not going to be able to hit anything out of that range anyway. But I think the 6 kilometers is a little bit too little. So going with focused might actually be an idea. And it reduces the thermal output of them as well, which is nice. Whereas long range increases power draw. That sucks. Yeah, the jitter's horrible. That's why I'm not planning to go out to too much range on them. Obviously, the other like options you would have would just like screw it all, go short range. Short range increases your damage significantly, but that means you have to be right up in their face. I mean, if we take a stock one down here so we can see, you can see here you go from 27 DPS up to 48 DPS if you go short range. What else does short range do? It increases the thermal load significantly as well. So now you're gonna be running a lot of heat. But if you can get within 5 kilometers of someone, right up in their face, that thing will hurt. Look at this. Here we have that's a multi-cannon, not what I want. I want a beam laser. Here we go. Huge gimbal beam laser, you would often go efficient. Let's say you go like efficient and thermal vent. That's a pretty standard engineering on a beam laser, right? This one does 40 damage. 40 DPS on a huge beam laser. This is a small weapon. Small fixed weapon. That does more damage. And we haven't even proper experimental on it. Rapid fire could also be fun. That adds even more jitter to it. So not too huge of a fan of rapid fire. Because less damage, more jitter, less distributor draw, but again, higher rate of fire, so, well, reload, we don't really get the bonus for reload, and we get a little bit less damage, so, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be going with the rapid. What about overcharged? Just straight up overcharged. We still have... Okay, how does overcharged and something like short range actually compare. Damage is comparable. We get more damage down here. We get better energy. It uses less energy. It generates more heat. We're better heat efficient about damage. Like, we're better efficient with our pips. So basically, if you go overcharged, it's up. If you have problems with your cap or your if you have problems with your pips, like having enough in that, or if you have problems with your heat, then you go overcharged. And if you have all the overhead on those departments, you can go short range. Thank you, Andreas. Yeah, if we remove this, we can see
Unlawful behavior in and around the starport is not permitted.
yeah, you can see right now we go out to 600 and then it drops off. So this red one here, the red one is the short range one. You can see the damage is slightly higher. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably better off actually with the... Let's just try to add a... Oh, hold on. A long range one as well, just so we have something to compare with.
Ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking.
So the green one is short range, the red one is overcharged, and the white one is long range. But keep in mind, we're not going to be able to hit anything out here at 2 kilometers due to the jitter. So what about if we... I don't think long range. I would rather go focused and then take the small hit to thermal load, so I don't have to pay the extra power. And it's pretty much the same bonus to range, I think. Right? Yes. So if we go with that instead. I still think overcharged might not be such a bad build for it. But I kind of want to go... Focused is like the more sensible choice here. But if we're going to do a meme build, go short range could be fun. What about experimentals then? I think we're going to try and focus around a short range build. I know it's a little silly, and I'm not going to build on an Anaconda, I'm just using this as a test bed. Initial impact, so we don't want that 3 degrees of jitter, that's just too much, I think. Phasing sequence, talked about that, don't want that. Scramble spectrum, no. Or do we? What is oh, I can't remember. Lead, dangerous. Scramble spectrum. What does the scramble spectrum do? I completely forgot. Scramble spectrum is a mental effect that can be applied to weapons through engineering, an experimental upgrade that allows hull strikes to potentially trigger random... Okay, so those are for hull strikes. To disable one of the systems. Yeah, we don't want that. That's no fun. Thermal shock, oversized flow control, multi-servo. Double breached, strip down. Yeah, inertial impact, but I don't want that 3 degrees of jitter. I know this is gonna push this up to like 72 DPS, but now it's basically have like a firing out like that. It's... no. I mean, we could just go oversized.
This is a flight regulations reminder. Please do not obstruct the access corridor during arrival or departure. Thank you, and enjoy.
That's still almost 50 DPS from 1. We can play around with that. You know what? Let's try to find an actual ship to build this on. So, here's what I want. I want a ship where I can have, I would say, at least 6 hard points. Ideally, I want, let's say, 3 or 4. So 5 or 6 hard points. I want 3 or 4 cryo scramblers. And then I want 2 other weapons. Probably like fragmentation cannons. Exactly. Chieftain could, I have been considering, yeah, one of the alliance ships as well. Because if we look at the hard points here, we have 3 small, 3 medium, and a large on the Challenger. And the Chieftain could be a really good option. Let's try these 2. The Crusader as well. 3. There's a lot of hard points too. Let's have a look at these. These are all interesting ships, I think. They definitely all have the like module loadout for this. Hold on. What are the... Where are the fragmentation cannons? The pacifiers are large, so ideally I want as many large hardpoints as possible. That actually means the Chieftain is probably the best option here. Because here I could fit... this is gonna be silly. I could fit 2 pacifiers. Type 19. Python. I'm not sure that Python is that. Let's see here. 2, 3. No, Python's... That's the Python. Python loader is not ideal. Yeah, the Asp Exploder has 4, I know, but we don't have any large.
Ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking bay. If you don't have access permission, please exit the facility immediately.
Cutter, nah. Mamba. Nah.
We would like to remind all commanders
Type 10 with full cryo. It would just be like a wall of lasers. It will just hit everything in like that general direction, as long as it's close. Crusader. Then we could have 2, and then 1 big, and then we need to have something else here. A full cryo scrambler build. That's a lot of cryo scramblers. I think I'm gonna try a Chieftain. Just to start with, I'm not sure that's gonna be where we're gonna go. But if I just fit that. And then fit double shot. Double shot screaming shell. I think, right? Isn't it screaming shell?
We would like to welcome all commanders to this facility. Please ensure ensure you complete
Screaming shell. How's that even spelled? There we go. Screaming shell. Screaming eagles. No, where is it? I didn't type that right, did I? Screening shell, not screaming shell. Screening shell, there we go.
This is a flight regulations reminder. Please do not
With large fragmentation can through engineering. It reduces the weapon's reload time by 50%. The weapon reload is half the time compared to unmodified. Approximately 3, yeah, exactly. So basically, oh, what adds jitter to it? Oh, they just have jitter naturally. Okay, fair enough.
This facility offers a range of services. Check your information.
Yeah, basically double shot screening shell. What the hell? Where's the reload time? Rate of fire. Weapon reload, 2.5 seconds. Right, 1, 2, reloaded.
This is a flight regulation announcement. Please proceed to land on your assigned pad in a timely manner and refrain from obstructing other docking areas.
And if we did down here, go short range. Short range. What do we say? Let's say oversized for now. And then just copy that. Oh, there we go. There we go.
This is an important announcement. Security surveillance is in effect
Cryo 10 for the win.
at all times. Acts of aggression will be met with an appropriate response.
A pack hound even. I think we're... How do I copy? You just hold down Alt and then drag and drop.
Greetings to all visitors. Please alight at your assigned pad, and thanks for choosing this facility.
Okay, so what's the damage potential of this thing? Offensive. What can we do with our shields? We'll look at that in a second. Let's just begin to put in some stuff and things here. Dirty drive, drag drives, put in an FSD, put in an increased range, put in a mass manager, lightweight the life support, because what could possibly go wrong with this build? We'll probably need some power, so charge enhance, super conduit. How are we actually doing here on time to depletion? 12 seconds. That's probably okay. 12 seconds is actually okay. But that was all 4 pips to weapons, so yeah.
This is a message to all commanders. Please reduce your speed.
Sensors, derate the sensors, lightweight the sensors. Continue the power plant later. DPS 850. That can't be right. Hull hardness, crew, mass lock factor, boost intervals.
This facility offers a range of services. Check your information panel after docking for more details.
What am I looking for here? I'm looking for the thermal characteristics. I'm sure they're somewhere. Resting heat. Yeah, engineer those for long range. I'll figure that out later. We might want to go long range. But for now, I just want to see...
Follow standard operating procedures and request docking permission before entering the starport.
Like, I don't want to fit class 4 shield cell banks. What do we have? We have like... Guardian shield reinforcement packs. Fit those there. Here we're gonna have a shield cell bank with specialized and bus shell. Actually, it's gonna be a specialized 3 with bus shell because we don't have 4 available. Yeah, but it's because this DPS, yeah, the DPS like from the pacifiers are, I don't think they include the reload time. That's the DPS they do when they fire. But you can see here I have a... How much do I have in my magazine? I have... where did they put that? Yeah, you can see 90 is in the parent. That's the sustained DPS. So it's because of the reload time. Spend this on hull damage. Well, we can't fit pacifiers, so we have to find something else. Could fit just a normal. Probably find something completely different to put there then. I'm not planning to undress. Okay, we'll figure out what that's gonna be later. Unmodded first. No, I don't have access to them yet. I'm just theory crafting right now. Pack hounds. Pack hounds for hull damage. I guess they would be good against hull. What kind of interesting things can you get on pack hounds? High capacity, lightweight, rapid fire, or sturdy. Piercing is pretty good on them. Drag munition, yeah, probably. Rapid fire, do we really want that? I think just high capacity, maybe rapid fire. Two a second with rapid fire, we're up to 3.6 a second. And then drag munition. I would also consider high cap because of the limited ammo. I think I'm gonna go high capacity drag munition, just so we can slow people down, basically. Again, this is against NPCs. And then just basically just melt people. I mean, as soon as we're done with the shield, we can get rid of the cryo scramblers and go over to a pacifier and pack hound one. So when we are getting close, we use the pacifiers. At range, we fire off the pack hounds to slow them down. That should work, I guess. Anyway, now we need to figure out what we're doing in terms of shields here. So eliteguides.info, shield tester. Let's say, what kind of damage are we going to take? Let's take a pretty standard loadout here with 10, 50, 50, and 10 absolute. Let's say our damage effectiveness is up at like 75, because normally in a corvette I can do 65, but I think in a smaller ship I can potentially do a little better, so we can keep out of their line of fire for longer. And we are not going to go into conflict zones with this. This is more like a hash rest kind of thing. So I think definitely the damage effectiveness could go up to like 75%. We are running a chieftain, and we're gonna fit a class 6 shields. We're gonna go with all 4 boosters. Shield boosters are gonna be A. Shield reinforcement, shield cell reinforcement is 1,600 and 1,162. 1162. Here we have 6, 4, so 5, 4, 6. So that means, where is it here? Guardian shield boosters was 5, 4, 6, like so. Allow for prismatics. Calculate. So it says prismatics reinforced with thermal block, then 1 heavy duty supercapacitor, then resisted augmented. That's a funny combination. What happens if we drop the shield cell bank? It still won't prismatic reinforced, now high cap. Then it goes for a much more resistance heavy one, but still with some thermal block. What's our resistances like? A bit of a gap there in the thermal on only, that's pretty low. Hey, welcome back, William. What happens if we drop it to 3 shield boosters? I'm considering if you want a heat sink. Oh, you're right. I went the wrong way. So I was like, why is it going prismatics? It doesn't make any sense with that high damage effectiveness. Let's put this back. 1162. Yeah, so this one is, yeah, let's say that this one is, I don't know, 45. I can do 60, yeah, 60, 65 in, let's say 50. Let's say around 50%. Yeah, now it was prismatic reinforced thermal block, heavy duty supercapacitors, so we're still gonna have a pretty low thermal resistance. That's a pretty standard damage loadout with a little bit of explosives. What happens if we remove explosives? Okay. So how far down? Let's put this one back up to 4. How far down would I have to go before it goes away from the prismatic reinforced? Just want to see if we are close to a tipping point or what's going on. Let's go 45. Finish for a whole tank. We could. Let's try to go down to 30. Just do some jumps here. It still want to go prismatic reinforced. So we are not even close to a tipping point, it seems. Yeah, we need to go down to 25. We need to go down to like 25% before bye-weeks become an option. So we're not regen time. Yeah, this is just yeah. If I put this back up to 50, I can put a. This one basically says how much time in seconds do I want it to take to recharge up from 50%. I can force that. So let's say I wanted to be able to charge up in like 5 minutes. That's 300 seconds. I can calculate that. And now I would go and say, okay, if I want a fast recharge, we have to go. And this is a pretty fast recharge as well, from 50%. But again, our hit points is pretty low. Effective is up there, but yeah. But if we put this back to 0, what's our regeneration time? This is 800 seconds. It's like well over 10 minutes just from 50% and up. Which might be a little long. Hold on. So 280 here. We have pretty good kinetic and explosive at like 6.5 then 2.8. What if we put this to the like 5 minutes again? We drop significantly, but had better recharge. You'll be out of ammo.
This facility offers a range of services. Check your information panel after docking.
Hold on, just catching up on the chats here. 4 shield boosters, yes. 50 chieftain for a hull tank. I'm assuming there will be no live stream next Tuesday evening, right? No, probably not. I'm planning. I'll probably do some more. I'll talk about it in Hello Dave as well. But I'm planning next, like here over the Christmas period, to like go away from the normal schedule, and maybe not do as many videos, but do more live streams instead. And obviously, live stream will be moved around because of Christmas and New Year's and that kind of stuff. Could get pricey. Yeah. Because, I mean, this is not a whole lot of shields. In 2.3, 2.5 in effective, it's okay. For assassinations, only prismatic, since you won't hang around. I guess it really depends. I mean, 50% depends how quickly we can take stuff down. Hello, Franklin. Yeah. Like a 5-minute recharge. We do have a bit in the cells. What happened if we just got rid of all of this and then went with a hull tank instead? So this goes to 0 and this goes to 0. And let's put this to 0 as well. What's the best we can do now? It's basically just go like stack all the hit points then.
Ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking bay. If you don't have access permission, please exit the facility immediately.
Calculated 45. Still goes prismatics. I don't know if I want to go hull tanking. I mean, then I would need something to repair.
Services at this starport are remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
Yeah, but I don't think, Mr. B, I don't think there'll be that many emissive experimental weapons. Again, I'm not planning to take this into to conflict zone. This is just gonna go in. It's just gonna go in high hazardous. And yes, they do have experimentals there as well, but it's not as common. So I'm not gonna be that. Okay, what could we do with hull? What could we do with hull of this ship? Let's just try and put some like hull reinforcement in here. I'll need some module reinforcements too, obviously, but let's just for now, let's just put that in there and then put some module reinforcement packs in there, so we have that. And then change the lightweight alloy, obviously, yeah. Heavy duty deep plating, always. Thanks for the subscription on YouTube. Let's see, there we have some bit of resistance. See, now this is actually a lot more than we had before. What is the biggest repair limpet? That's a class 5. So what if we take that one out there, put a repair limpet in there, And then put a cargo rack
Unlawful behavior in and around the
for all the... That's a bit wasteful, isn't it?
for their cooperation.
Okay, here's a wild idea. Put a cargo rack in there, so we have some ways to put it. We put repair limpets in there. So I can repair the hull when I take damage. We have a bit of modular reinforcement. We have some hull reinforcements. And I don't even know what I want down here, but maybe like a small AFMU. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me get rid of all this. Just gonna try something here. Guardianship reinforcement packs there. 6A shield cell banks there. Specialized boss shell. And now let's try to put this over the shield tester. So Guardian here was still 6, 4, 5. So 5, 4, 6. And now here we have 2087 in shield reinforcements. No minimum regen time. Allowed prismatics. Chieftains, same loadout here. Let's calculate that.
We would like to remind all commanders to avoid blocking access to docking pads during arrival and departure.
Thank you for your subscription on YouTube. This is interesting. Yes, the recharge is slow, but... Oh, hold on. Shield class 5. What it's suggesting here is prismatic shield generators with thermal block what? Thermal block, force block, and here it just want to go resistance and force block, resistance and force block all the way. Yeah, we need to engineer our power plant. Just put an overcharged on it. There we go. Up and running again.
Authorization before entering the docking bay. If you don't have access permission, please exit the facility immediately.
So look at this. Now we have a problem here, of course, because we don't have any heat sinks. But this is not bad. We have a little bit of kinetic problems, but resistance are good. Like across the board is okay. I know we don't have a lot of hull, but we can probably fix that. Just put one more in there, maybe. Now we're pretty good. There, it's space. Cools down fast enough. I mean, we could potentially just drop one, put a heatsink in here. So that we have access to that with, I mean, we only gonna have 4 charges. We have 5 here, so meh. That's actually, yeah, interesting idea. Keep the shield booster here, lose the pack hounds. Gimbal burst laser, long range. No, it can't be burst, sorry. Gimbal beams, of course. A gimbal beam with long range, which is really weird on this build, and a thermal vent. So if we ever need to cool down, we're just going to go out at range and use this laser. We can also use it together with the cryo scramblers, obviously. But that's going to cool us down. Just posted on Demon Ripper. Just posted on Discord. Like, this should cool me down with that beam laser.
We will be forced to respond to aggressive
How are we doing for power?
for peace of mind. Please stow your
Ah,
weapons while inside.
we're using too much power now. We could go thermal spread. We are running a little bit tight on power, but I guess if we just like move the cargo hatch, then we are good. See? So no problem. No problem. Drop the Guardian shield reinforcements, go back to hull tanking. So basically test this setup. It's the same, okay. So basically if we go hull here, and then heavy duty deep plating, and then just fit those everywhere. And then have module reinforcements here. 2 of those. Oh, we just have so many hit points stored up in those Guardian things. But this basically means, look at this. If we fire off a shield cell bank, we can pretty much recharge like 80% of our shield on a single recharge. What do you guys think about this? How are we then doing? We have plenty of power now. Could we potentially, since we're going to go with a little bit of a hull tank, just don't get rammed. True. Could we go armored? We can go armored. Almost. Not even close, actually. Just put an overcharged in for now so we can play around with this. Okay, just gonna quickly take a look at it here. Hold on. What did you come up with? That's a pretty fast recharge there. 3 minutes. For some decent amount of hit points. But, advanced PAs even. So what if we just say, yeah, I kind of actually like what the suggest that that Dummy is coming with here. Hold on, if we put is it this one? Reactive? No, not that one.
We advise that all commanders be aware of their speed while in and around the starport. Thank you for your
Military, I guess it's okay. But I guess reactive is a little better with low thermals, but it's okay. I already have the advanced, the APAs, advanced PAs, but I like the pacifiers. I don't know, APAs could be fun. But what if we change this out for biweaves?
We will be forced to respond to aggressive actions. For peace of mind,
And then just go
our ship weapons while inside the docking bay.
thermal resistant fast charge. Reactive and then engineered with thermal resistance. That would probably be reflective plating. Yeah. What do you think? Should we just go pacifiers have less spread angles? Yeah. What's the exactly. The whole deal with them. If we fit a normal class 3 here, you can see here they have a jitter. The jitter is kind of the arc that they're spreading it out in. So they have a jitter of 5 degrees, where the pacifier is down to 1.7, meaning the shot is in a very, very tight cone when you fire the pacifier. So they're kind of like long-range frags, but not like you cannot snipe it out of kilometers, but you can definitely hit a lot more accurate. So that's why I really like the pacifiers.
Greetings to all visitors. Please alight at your assigned pad, and thanks for choosing this facility.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of this. Like, it goes in quickly. It just tries to, it just have enough shields to stay, like, to just take a few hits, but it primarily survives on armor. Oh yeah, then of course no shield cell banks, because this shield cell bank is more than we actually have. So, well, hold on. If we go here, and we go Class C biweaves with thermal fast charge for a little bit extra.
Remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
This frees up like all the energy in our power budget here. Armored is probably like easy to fit now. We still have that class 5 slot, which we could go with some hull, I guess. Even more hull. Heavy duty deep plating.
In order to keep bay traffic flowing
Ooh.
please follow standard operating procedures.
Not a whole lot there.
Permission before entering the starport.
But that's a lot of hull. I mean, this thing will definitely take a beating. Why not 6 prismatic and a 5 cell? We still, but if we go with this, we don't need that beam laser anymore. If we go without cells.
Thank commanders for their cooperation.
Unless we want to fit a shield cell bank here. Yeah, 50-second recharge is pretty damn good. Like, I don't know.
This is a message to all commanders.
Yeah, I know that the weapons are.
Inside the docking bay.
That's why I'm leaning a little bit towards maybe going going cells on the 5, like that, because that will still give me what, 75% shield or something like that.
This is a flight regulations reminder. Please do not obstruct the access corridor during arrival or departure. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Guardian shield booster, and then drop utility. So, okay, people, let's try that for fun. Put a Guardian shield booster in there. That's going to affect that one, but I can drop these, and we're down to like a minute recharge. But we are very, very low now on the shields. Even though they have, so I mean, we could do something like this with resistance augmented and then force block, like we had before. I'll just drag and drop that over there. More people posting builds on Discord. Let's see what people are coming up with. Multi-cannons. Overcharge corrosive on 2 autoloaders, I guess. Yes, and here we have cryo scramblers where the engineering didn't work. I can see they've been engineered, but I can't, but the link is bugged, apparently. Chaff, point defense. Fuel scoop, hull, auto, a small auto field maintenance unit. Might fit a small AFMU. I still have that small slot available down here for something, and I think an AFMU would be a good choice. I think I'm gonna fit A because I can restock. I know you carry more with a B, but I think I'm just gonna fit A. Supercruiser says to not overshoot. You know me too well, Laura. We're pretty good on power. I think I kind of like at least as a first test. And A repairs faster, exactly. Apart from that open spot there, and we don't have a whole lot of power left. I don't know. Do we want that shield reinforcement? I mean, sure. What do we lose if we take this out? Yeah, that's actually quite a bit. Problem is, this is so different than what I'm used to. But what then? What then in the medium slot? Because we have the pacifiers here. Then we're back to the pack hounds with drag munition. High capacity drag munition. Yeah, but the recharge from 50%. So how much do we need to keep the shields fed? Okay, we need 2 pips to keep the shields fed. How is this? And this one with 4 pips. Well, actually, if we just go with like a completely balanced one. Huh. Cannon with dispersal shell. Yeah, that's an option too. What about something like a railgun? I don't have the Imperial hammers, but I could get those.
received authorization before entering the docking bay.
Where's the damage fall off?
Have access permission
Fall off 1 kilometer.
to the facility immediately.
I can snipe further than 1 kilometer. Oh, oh, does this one have focused? Doesn't have focused, damn it. I don't want sturdy, because we already have plenty of penetration, I think. Guess long range. Was that actually a problem with the Imperial Hammers? Because I thought they had longer range.
Please ensure you complete all docking procedures within
3 kilometers damage. What's the... We could go like long range and then super penetrators. A little bit in problems with power. Yeah, 6 kilometers. And they'll do some decent damage out there. We are running tight on power, which would probably mean dropping that one. Don't know if I like that. Upgrading this to a hull reinforcement with heavy duty deep plating, and then maybe changing this out for a module. Oops, come on. Enough to fight inside the station from outside the firing zone. What is the longest range weapon you can get? Change the shield booster to D. Can't. It's a bi-weave. Hold on. Now I'm interested. What is the longest range weapon you can get?
This is an important announcement. Security surveillance is in effect at this facility at all times. Acts of aggression will be met with an appropriate response.
Ah, boosters. Sorry. 3 kilometers. 3 kilometers. Pack hounds with 10 kilometers. Torpedoes. Multi-cannons with 4 kilometers. That gives us 8 on long range. Cannons could potentially have some long range here. Here we go, right? So cannons has a range of 4.5. Frags, PAs, 3.5. Missiles. It shows the flight speed, but it doesn't show the flight time, does it? AX, remote release flags. Shock cannons. 3 kilometers. Guardian plasma charger. 3 kilometers. And then some mining lasers. Means the cannons are the longest range weapons. And even rails. 3 kilometers, of course. If you went with like a really long range cannons and I'd put long range on it, you could shoot out at 9 kilometers. That's quite far. Not sure if you could hit anything with a cannon at 9 kilometers. Okay, what time is it? We have a little bit of time. You will hit nothing. Exactly. Now I want to play around with, we tried now on the Chieftain. It's just for fun, do something similar on the Challenger. God, that's a lot. Oh, it can't fit that many. Can't fit that many pacifiers. We can't fit APAs either. What about something like the crate I was looking at that could potentially know? Cutter? No. Don't want to fly a cutter for this. Clipper? Chieftain is the most maneuverable alliance ship. That's a good point. Conda. Type 10 would be silly. Just outright silly. Should we for fun just try to build a Type 10 like this? Just because this is like really, really dumb. So up here we would have pacifier frags with God, my God. With double shot screening shells. And we're just gonna put that everywhere. And then down here we are gonna have cryo scramblers with what did we end up with over here actually? Short-ranged oversized. Short range. This is just now we're just making silly things.
Services at this starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
Look at that DPS. Oops. Can we even like remotely ever try to power something like this? 8 seconds. Short range type 10, exactly. If somebody parks in front of it, they're gone. No, a type 10 is not necessarily silly, but a short range type 10 is a little silly. A short range fixed, because the weapon dispersion, like just the placement of it is already so far apart that it's just when you fire off the scramblers, it's just going to be like a wall of laser. I guess that's like, you could just have like a 5 kilometer like death zone in front of your type 10, and everything, just move that around, and whenever everything drifts into range, it just evaporates. At least their shield does. Probably not their hull. I actually think this could be fun. You can shoot stations and capital ships. Yeah, something along those lines. I actually think this one could be a pretty fun build to try. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but damn, it could be fun to try. At least I'm going to give this one a bookmark. And again, as always, when I do loop builds, I'll have to do some testing. And can we actually fly this? Can we fly this with this? No, we have to turn that off. We still have that Imperial Ham. I'm not sure if I actually want that. Hold on. Where's my bookmarks? I'm really in doubt about this medium slot. I mean, what do we do with this? We don't have any shield cell banks, so we don't have to power that. I mean, we don't have to cool that down. We don't have a whole lot of power. We have some, so we can fit some decent weapons here. We could fit another cryo scrambler. Just do that. Demon Ripper keeps going back to his packs. Yeah, we can... Okay, how... Let's try packs again. Missiles.
This is a flight regulations reminder. Please
Pack hounds. Drag munition.
and enjoy your stay.
Drags. There we go. And it fits tightly, but it fits within our power budget. Hold on, let's just quickly jump in game. When in doubt, multi-cannon. Multi-cannon out. The multi-cannon just really wouldn't fit into the build, would it? It would be a little odd, I think. Hold on. Pack hounds are class what? 2. Oh, I have pack hounds. What about? Do I have pack hounds? I think I have pack hounds. Yes, I have pack hounds. I think, Dummy, you're right that the shield recharges so quick that it doesn't really matter. You know what? I feel like just try to build this now. I'm not gonna completely engineer it, of course, because don't have that much time. But just to see what kind of modules we can actually put together this thing now. Let's get this thing over here. Like so. Wow, what happened there? Like so, like that. Actually, let me remember to bookmark this so I have it bookmarked. There we go. Oh, chieftain, right? Yes. And the view is great. This one could be fun in VR. I have to do the important things first. I don't think I have any paint jobs for this thing. Nope, I don't. Oh, we can get a Christmas paint job. But they are so seasonal. We use those like a month. Oh, I like that one. That's pretty cool, actually. Do they have that in green? They do, but it's not as cool. This one is also pretty cool, like big and orange. But I don't have any arcs anyway. Low on arcs. Vibrant, those are a little boring. That's pretty fun too. With the accent.
Greetings, Commander.
Ha 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 ha. Weapon detailing green. Engine detailing green. Decals. Front decal. Where is my triple elite decal? Do this one come with a ship kit? It does. Hold on. Do I actually have a ship kit for it? Ah, no, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, that's a lot of arcs. Almost 12,000 arcs for the ship kit if I want that. Nameplate. Oh, let's just name it actually first. Oops. What should we call it? Something with things up close. Desolator. Dance with poles. What? What? Okay. Pump gun. Yeah, that could work. That's just least close and personal. So what's like a really close range weapon? Like knife. A knife is close range, but that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm gonna name that later. Minnie Mouse. The saw-off. I actually like the saw-off. Sawn-off. The gauntlet. That is as close range weapon as they get, I guess. A gauntlet. Sawn-off is pretty good. Sawed-off has come up multiple times now. The blunderbuss. You know what? I really like the blunderbuss because also with the poor dispersion on the weapons. Since it's Christmas Slayer. Yeah. I'll need a paint job for it. I can't live without a paint job for it. But that'll come later. Dashboard. Let's just fit that real quick here. We need Carlos. And then we need to write D and 2. Then move the numbers down. That's annoying. 2 and E and A. And then, because of the season, let's just put in some string lights. Okay, that should be enough for now. Beautiful. Outfitting. Let's get this thing outfitted. Obviously, we're not going to be able to fit the cryo scramblers yet, since I don't have them, so we'll leave those out. But I can't fit pacifiers. Double shot. Oh, will you look at that? Already engineered. Oh, no. Transfer. We don't have any engineered pack hounds. And here we'll have the cryo scramblers. In here. I need Oh god, I have a lot of these. But none of those that I need, so we just have to buy new ones. You met 2 Carloses today. Nice. Oh, oops. For the core internals, we're gonna go with reactive. Do I have... Hold on, what do we end up with on the power plant? We end up with armor and thermal spread. I hide it out. I have a class 6 with armored and thermal spread. No. I'm from Denmark. For those guys asking. Thrusters. Better chance that I have some 6A dirt drive rack drive thrusters. Of course I have. Transfer that to the ship. FSD. I can't transfer, so that means I don't have anything in storage. I have 3 life supports. I need to check this before I begin building stuff. Power distributor. Charge and hand cluster capacitor. It shouldn't be cluster capacitor, should it? It should be super conduit. So I have to change that, but I'll take this, move that over anyway. Sensors. I mean, that's pretty good going so far, I think. In terms of the amount of engineering we managed to get out of this. Let me just quickly get this over here so I can see what we have in our optionals. For the class 6 slot, we need bi-weaves. We don't have any bi-weaves. So we have to buy a new one. Here we need hull reinforcements. Collectors. Heavy duty hull reinforcements. Heavy duty. I have one that's only half engineered. I need to sell that because that's... Yeah, maybe if I'm missing some. Heavy duty deep plating. The class 4. Need a module reinforcement. Module reinforcement. And the rest of these class 4s are all hull reinforcements. Look at that. And the class 2 slots are module reinforcements. There we go. That means that all I need to engineer in here is the biweaves, I guess. Here I just need to engineer the biweaves. I need to engineer my shield boosters. I have a little bit of engineering in here with the power plant that needs armored, the frame to drive that needs long range, that kind of stuff. And of course the cryo scramblers when I get those. Other than that, it's almost done. And if I then just quickly go in here and I find there should be a bunch of E-rated modules that I swapped out, like that. Clear that. Oh, I have a lot of E-rated sensors. It's been a while since I've been cleaning up in here, apparently. Okay, the rest should be okay. Look at that, all the room I have now. Did my chat freeze again? What happened here? Anyway, that was actually, I mean, I'm gonna give this a field test when we get the cryo scramblers, of course, but that was actually pretty fun. Let me just see people writing to me on Discord. Okay, look at that afterwards. That was actually, I was surprised how many modules I had lying around for that. No, not passenger lounge, go away. This is gonna be a fun little thing, I think, when it's done. But that's gonna be another one. As I said earlier in the stream, I'm not 100% sure when I will be streaming again. But I just got my hands on a key for Everspace 2, the pre-alpha demo, and I'll most likely be streaming that at some point. Doing Christmas. I'm also planning, I want to do more Satisfactory live streams. I want to do some Elite Dangerous, continue to build on this when we get access to the Cryo Scramblers. I also want to stream some more Eve Echoes. Lots of games I want to play. So I think my plan is that I will be, instead of uploading videos over Christmas, I will be doing a lot more live streams instead. So obviously I won't be live streaming Tuesday since it's Christmas Eve. And the same the following Tuesday when it's New Year's. I'm not going to be streaming there either. But I will try to get some live streams going over the weekend. Maybe get some people online. And I think you should put a mark in your calendar on the 28th. It's not like 100% yet. But there might be a really interesting live stream that I think a lot of you guys really want to come by. It's something that I've been doing before, but haven't done in a while. So that's going to be maybe on the 28th. If not, then maybe something else. But we'll wait and see what happens. Yes. If you guys enjoyed the stream, remember to go down and give it a like. If you're watching over on YouTube, then go down and hit the subscribe button. You can hit the follow button on Twitch if you want to see more of the upcoming live streams. Also, below the stream, you will find links in plural for both one-time donations if you want to support the channel, all donations, and Patreon, which you'll also find a link for. All money from Patreon donations goes directly to buying like microphones, cameras, lights, software that allows me to do more better looking videos and live streams. So something that will help me like do videos or impact the way the videos you see more directly. So it's a good way to support. Of course, you can also support by going down to the merch store and having a look at that. Actually, the latest thing I've added to the channel is, get it over here, because the camera I'm using right now is quite big and bulky. So I decided to get a smaller rig. So I got myself a small, more handy camera you can carry around with you. And that's the one I've been using if you've been watching the video that I did on the 120-year-old telescopes, and I would do these spacewalks where I go out and talk about some interesting space and science. That's what this camera allows me to do. I can't do that with this one because that one is just too big, too heavy to use. So I can actually leave it. But anyway, this stuff like that allows me to do new types of videos. But anyway, also really hope that you will be joining me over on Discord. I don't know for how long I'll be on tonight since this is a little late and I have work tomorrow. But I will probably be hanging out over there for a bit. So come over and say hi. There's always people who are, well, you can talk to about Elite or any other games. We play a lot of other stuff than just Elite. Like, I don't know, lately I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I've been playing a lot of Elite Echoes. And a lot of people are playing other games over there. Of course, the main focus still being on Elite, but I hope you'll drop by and say hi. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and also next time, I will see you guys in space.